In this video, I want to show you how you can use Google Web Fonts to add some interesting fonts to your websites. So before, we were very limited by the fonts that we would use in web design. In Dreamweaver, we can see these fonts. When I come on in and I choose the text that I want to use, you can see that originally what we would have to do is we'd have to specify which fonts we'd want to use. And then it would all depend on what fonts that person viewing our website had installed on their computer. That has changed a bit, and I think that this is an area where we'll continue to see it change. Now we have Google Web Fonts. If you want to access this website, you can just go to google.com/fonts. If you do a Google search for Google Web Fonts, you'll find this page very pretty much immediately. All right, so let's see. We can go through, we can look. And I can say, I like this one. So all I'm going to do is say add to collection. That one's called Freckle Face. Let's see, which other ones do we have? So we come on down. Okay, this one's kind of cool. It looks Stalinist 1, add to collection. I'm going to just add a bunch, and then I'll show you how we use them. Add to collection. All right, so I have 3 of them added to my collection. Now I want to take this one. I'm going to take Stalinist 1 first, and I want to put it in as the font for my header, and this is how I'll do it. So I'll come on down to the bottom and I'll choose Use. Now I'm going to say I want to use the Stalinist 1 normal, and then I'm going to come on down here and I am going to get the code for them. All right, so let's see. I'm going to click on to the normal. Let's undo that one. This is the one. You need to make sure that you have the one selected that you want to use. I'm not going to use Sophia. So see, right now I just have Stalinist 1. All right, so this is what I need to do. There's 2 things that I need to copy, and here they are. The first one, I need to take this line of code, so I'm going to select it. I'm going to come on up, edit, copy. Now, this is what you're going to do with this. You're going to come on in. This is my page. I'm going to go into split view. You are going to take this line of code. I think it's always easiest to come to the line where the title is. You're going to go into the head of your code, go to the line where the title is, and you'll see you have these different links. Here's linked to my style sheet. So just to keep it simple, hit return after the title and paste this line. It doesn't matter what order it necessarily is. Now I have that code right in here. I'm going to go back to my design view. Now I need to specify and say, oh, okay, I want to use that font right in my header. I'm going to delete that right there. Actually, you know what? Let me leave it. We'll watch it change. And I need to come back in. I need to get my next line of code. Okay, so I am using Stalinist cursive. And I can see it's saying, right now it has all 3 of these in here, but I need to just choose this line. I'm going to come edit, copy. Now I'm going to come back in. Now, this is the header, okay? So I'm actually going to open up my CSS sheet. I've created a CSS sheet. If you're not sure about it, watch some of the previous videos on how to do that. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to come up to the header. This is what CSS looks like. I can see that's my opening header tag, and I'm going to come to the bottom here, okay? These are all of the directions, the stylizing of header. There's the color, the height, the margins. I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to paste this line of code. I'm going to hit file. I'm going to save all, just because. And I'm going to come back in design view, but I look at this and think, but it didn't change. Why not? Well, I need to preview it in order to see it. So watch, if I hit to even just to view it in live view, we can see that there it is. For some reason it disappeared, but let's go back. I'm going to undo live view, and let me put in this. And let's actually stylize this a little bit more. Here, I'll put in Google Fonts. All right, let's make this bigger. How do we make this bigger? Well, we can come on into the header. We can, and I can see my font family. It is specified Stalinist 1. We can see that it's all right there, which is great. Let's edit this a little bit here. Let's come in, let's make our type up, and look, here it is right in here. So I could have also come in and specified it right within here. All right, so I'm gonna make the font size. Let's go to 36. Apply, it's bigger. I'm gonna come on in. If I want to center this, actually I could center it pretty easily, but let's actually move it down a little bit. And I always find the best way to move it down is to work with the padding. So I'm gonna go, why don't we go 25 from the top? I'll change the height to 75. Let's see what that looks like. Apply. Okay, that's much better. I am going to hit OK. Then I can come on in right over here and I can center it. Go to CSS. We'll center it. All right, so even you can see the fonts come now. The only problem is a lot of times I go right into the CSS and specify it because I'll find that it doesn't always recognize it, but you can try different things. All right, now let's save this file, save all, and let's actually preview this. Okay, so there we go. We can have our Google Fonts. Let's do this one more time, and this time let's specify the nav bar. So I'm going to come back into my Google Fonts. I'm going to choose a different one. Why don't we choose Freckle Face? All right, so again, what I need to do is I need to come back up and I need to specify which one it is I'm going to use. This time I'm going to unclick Stylus one. I'm going to click Freckle Face normal. I'm going to come on down. I need to get this line of code, edit, copy. I need to come back into my page. I need to go to split view. I need to go to the source code. I come on up to here, source code, and then I'm going to, this was my first line, and you know, just to keep it simple, go after the closing title tag, hit return, paste, refresh. That's all we need to do. Freckle Face. All right, so now we're going to go back into design view. Let's try to do this a little bit differently. Let's see if we come on into nav bar and we want to specify the type. Let's come on in and let's see if we start to type. Let's see if it will find it. Actually, so what I need to do is type it in, and I'm not sure if it's going to find it. You need to have it exact. Up, it worked. Look at that. It totally worked. That's great. All right, so you can actually come in and type it in there. And then watch this. If we come in and we look at the CSS, you'll see now it's in here too. All right, so I needed to make sure if anything's misspelled, it won't work. But there we have it. Coming into design view. Now, a lot of times, you know, if you're not in the live view, you might not see the font looking that way. So look, I have some clicked. It looks like that. So it has to be previewed in order to see the Google fonts. Again, we go in, we choose the fonts we want to use. We take the first line. We have to link it in right within our in the code in the head of that page, and then from there we need to specify it in the CSS, and we can then go about and use a lot of different fonts. So there we have it, Google Fonts. This will be a place where I think you know, things will continue to be added and continue to change. Thanks so much.